They said I was mad. They said it couldn't be finished, but I finished it, and it's finished. Mwahaha! 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 Come on into the ditch. I'm your resident ditch witch, Tara Tyne, and we're about to get witchy, whether you like it or not. Castle Mount, Castletown Motte, Dundalk, Dundalgan, Burns' Folly. These are all just names for what you, like me, have probably just been referring to as Cúchulainn's Castle. Certain it's connected with Cúchulainn. It's just that we've basically no idea how. Some say he was born here, others say he died here, some say he's buried here, others say his treasure is buried here in the network of caves and souterrains which penetrate this mound and the areas beyond like Swiss cheese. After spending actual months trying to track down the true story of this place in books and on the internet, for you, my wonderful viewers, I decided the best thing to do was to pay the place a visit for myself, since I hadn't actually been here in a couple of years. As I climbed the mount with fresh eyes, ready to discover what secrets the landscape might reveal to me, I met a mysterious man at the top with a wolfhound at his side. The wolfhound had fiery red hair, and the man told me that he knew the secrets of Cúchulainn's castle. I asked him if he knew when Cúchulainn had been here and why. He smiled and told me to imagine that I was a teenage Cúchulainn, waiting for the almighty Queen Maeve and her armies to make their way up to Cúchulainn, preparing myself to invoke the ancient right of single combat against each of her best champions, one by one, over days or weeks, or maybe even months. Well, for a start, you want to be sure you saw them coming, wouldn't you? And there was no better place to survey all of the roads coming into Dundalk than up here. Being up on a height too, if he had actually skirmished, would have given him the advantage in battle. Plus, if you look over there when the leaves are bare on the trees, you can see Slieve Gullion, where Cúchulainn spent his childhood as Setanta and where he earned his name as the Hound of Cullen after driving his slither down the gullet of the ferocious beast that protected his host Cullen, and then stepping up himself to replace the beast as Cullen's protector. What I'm saying is he'd have felt like he was playing on his home turf up here. It's easy to see why. If I was in his shoes, I'd probably have chosen the same place. But beyond being held up here during large chunks of the Tónbo Cúchulainn, I couldn't find any other solid connections, and it started to drive me mad. And one night when I couldn't sleep, tossing and turning and thinking about why they call it Cúchulainn's Castle, and BAM! The answer came to me like a crow on your windshield. I'm a witch, yeah? So I should use magic to find out. Okay, so I'm obviously just gonna get on this broom now and attempt to do some time traveling, so wish me luck. Oh Jesus, this might actually work. Right, steady now, Tara. You got this, kid, you're doing it. Oh, mommy, 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 mommy! Wow! Head on, hey. Right, how do you land this thing now? Uh-oh, trees aren't good. Jesus! Oh, crap! We appear to have actually made it, folks. I can't believe that worked, and judging by the look of that castle up there, I'd say we've gone back about 900 years. So, let's get investigating.
Bonjour!
Oh, perfect. Hello, sir, yes. Would you be able to tell us, please, who owns that castle up there?
Ah, mais oui, it belongs to the great Bertram de Verdun.
Oh, Bertram de Verdun. My viewers will know him as being the great-great-grandfather of Rohesia de Verdun, who built Roche Castle just out the road.
Key?
Don't worry about it. She hasn't been born yet. Anyway, can you tell us, please, is Bertram home at the minute?
No.
Okay then, and have you ever heard of Cúchulainn?
No. But I have some nice camembert if you want some.
Thanks anyway, but you're grand.
That's all, madame.
Okay, so according to that guy, Bertram's not home at the minute. He must be away on one of his trips with King Henry II, so I really hope he doesn't mind us going for a little look around. I kinda need a cup of tea. Right, so I've come up to the kitchens here. The kettle's on, but there's nobody home, and I'll be honest with you, I don't know what's in that pot, but it's definitely not tea. So we're going to take a quick dander up to the stables and see if there's anyone around who can help us out. Yeah, no, there's definitely no one home, and that goat is giving me funny looks. So I think we're gonna maybe try again, but just a little bit later in history, and see if we can dig up some locals and ask them about Cúchulainn and his link with this place. I think I'm getting the hang of this now. Right, here we go. Ah, not again. Ah! Need to get better at landing. Right, so when are we now? Aha! Yes. Up there you can see a castle which you might recognise, and it tells me that we've skipped forward about 600 years to the 18th century. It's actually the same one that we can see today, or in the future. In the 21st century. Oh, you know what I mean. Anyway. The tower is still known as Burns's Folly, and the reason you can't get inside it is because follies usually weren't made to be lived in. They were built solely to show off the wealth and power of the owner, and the owner of Burns's Folly was very rich. In fact, he was known as the Pirate of Castletown because he made so much money of smuggling.
Who are you and what do you want?
Oh dear, and it sounds like we're about to meet him. Hello, yes, sir. We're just here to see if you know anything about Cúchulainn and his connection with this place.
Well, I'd say that's his business. But what I can tell you is it's owned by I, the Pirate of Castletown, Patrick Byrne. And also by my grandnephew, who's also called Patrick Byrne. And also by the ghost.
The ghost? What's that all about then?
Holy God, she sits up there at all hours of the day and night, singing rude songs about Bertram de Verdun. Does she not know he still has people living around these parts? She's gonna get me in awful trouble one of these days, so she is.
You wouldn't mind if we take a wee look, would you?
She'll work away. It's not like she's going anywhere.
Okay folks, we're now reporting live from the ground floor entrance of Burns's Folly, otherwise known as Cúchulainn's castle. Are we about to capture footage of a real life ghost? We're sending Dave in to see. I hope he's gonna be okay up there, actually.
Oh no. Oh, I hope it's a friendly ghost. Oh no.
I didn't hear this now. He had a devil a time of taking down old Dundalk. Henry the King, he said if they tumble them down, you're dead, and then the should be shite ran and hid and Drogheda. A constable, they made him there, and they gave him massive underwear, and then he danced to France, and then he died, fa la la la. There you have it, folks. The terrifying spectre that resides at Burns's Folly, or at least she did in the 18th century. Look, I need to get back to the present day before I scramble my brains, and I think Dave needs a wee lie down as well. That's it! I'm done! Do you realise I still haven't had a cup of tea yet? Right, okay, I've had some tea. We're good. Look folks, I'm sorry I wasn't able to find a solid link between Cúchulainn and this place for you. I did, however, as I was drinking me tea and scrolling on Facebook, discover what might be a massive clue. First of all, let me tell you why there's only this one tower left standing. After Bertram de Verdun built his motte and bailey in 1179, and brief visits were made by Hugh de Lacy and our old friend Eddie de Bruce, who you may remember from, everywhere in Dundalk. Patrick Byrne built this place then for his grandnephew in 1780. However, it was then burned in the 1798 rebellion, rebuilt in 1850, fell into disrepair, was bought by the County Louth Archaeological Society and turned into a museum, burned in the War of Independence in 1921, and damaged further during the Civil War only a couple of years after that. And after that, everyone was like, do you know what? Let's just leave it alone. To be honest, it's a miracle there's any of it left at all. But what about my clue? Remember my clue? Well, cut to 60 years later in 1984, a local lad from Dundalk called James Wykes was out with his father on a metal detector. It wasn't illegal then, but it is now if you're in the vicinity of a listed monument. So don't say you weren't warned. So James and his father were just down there in the field near the standing stone, when only 3 inches under the surface, something beeped. And this is what they dug up. This magnificent ring, after sitting in James's drawer for some time, was then brought to a local jeweller's for evaluation. The jeweller recognised that the gold was old, like really old. So old that when it was sent to the National Museum of Ireland, they claimed the ring, valued at £2.3 million at the time, as property of the state, sent a cheque for £100 to James and his father as compensation, and kept the piece for their archive. You see, this gold filigree ring dates back to the 12th or 13th century, way back when Bertram de Verdun lived here during the Anglo-Norman invasion. But the really exciting part is the red stone at its centre. This stone comes all the way from ancient Rome, a mere 200 or 300 years after the life of Jesus. That is bananas. The gem is carved with a running hare, which unfortunately you can't make out from the photographs. They were the best ones I could get, short of actually breaking into the National Museum and taking new ones. The gem was likely a later addition to the ring, which would have belonged to someone of the highest rank, quite possibly a bishop. No. Okay, so 12th or 13th century ring, even a 3rd or 4th century gem. Still not old enough to be part of Cúchulainn's treasure hoard, which is thought by some to be buried in the network of caves and souterrains here. These caves are meant to be so dark and connected by such long, windy tunnels that it was presumed that going down there meant you'd get lost and die, so all entrances were sealed up. But oddly enough, there is a later story about a great wise rat being seen running out of the ruins with gold coins in his mouth. The locals found the rat sleeping on top of this ever-increasing pile of gold coins and figured out a way to get it back. They basically pushed 2 rookie soldiers in, and the soldiers stole the money back and went home to bed, where their wolfhound protected them. There's the flippin' wolfhound again. The rat crept in the window in the night time to get his riches back. Unfortunately, the wolfhound was like, yeah, I don't think so, buddy. But then the rat somehow won and went home, and then the soldiers were rich. Other people say it's pirate treasure that's buried here, and that it's guarded by a magic cat, which you have to shoot with a silver bullet to win the booty. But you don't have silver bullets, so don't shoot cats, okay? And the moral of the story, there's definitely gold in yonder mound. Possibly. I don't know. And it possibly has something to do with Cúchulainn. I don't know, Dave. Is he here? Is he not? Cúchulainn! I don't care. Tell me! And that ring, that should be in the Dundalk Museum. Yeah, I know, like, security and all. I mean, it's a really valuable piece, and it's not that I don't love the bubble car. It's just like, Dundalk can do better than that. We've got the bubble car, we've got the bling, we got the history. You want history? come to Dundalk. I hope you enjoyed this rather misguided attempt at linking Cúchulainn in a solid way to Cúchulainn's castle. Hit subscribe for more fun and witchy adventures. I upload every Thursday and you're not going to want to miss it. Slán agus beannacht, goodbye and good luck to you. And then me and Max were wondering, who owns that castle up there? Huh?
Maybe it belongs to the great Bertram de Verdun.
Oh, Bertram de Verdun. Max, do you remember him? No, not him. He's a French peasant. And there you... No, I did it again. I'm looking at myself. I'm too pretty.
Oh, holy God.
Are we about to capture footage of a real life ghost? We're sending Dave in to see. Damn it.